السلام عليكم. Welcome back to another episode of Quran in English. My name is Ahmad and I'm happy to take you through the third section of Surah An-Nur, the chapter of light. Before we get into it, I must explain what I'm doing. I'm here trying to read the whole Quran to see what it says, to see what I think and what I feel and what I believe by the end of it. And if you've been watching the last couple of episodes, you'll recognize that I am not in a good space. I'm angry, I'm frustrated. And so, if you want a very happy reading, then I would suggest skip to a couple episodes in front. But for now, I'm going to go with my frustration and continue reading. I think by giving voice to my frustrations, I'm better able to counteract them. If I don't give voice to my frustrations, then they will fester within me. So I think the voice that I'm going to be giving today is the devil's advocate, the counter-argument, does this make sense, or is this just frustrating? Because I reviewed these verses yesterday and I was just frustrated, so if you want a very happy and peaceful episode, then I would suggest look at something else. But today, I think we're going to be frustrated. Anyway, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الله نور السماوات والأرض مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها المصباح في زجاجة الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار نور على نور يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم.
I've given the warning several times already, but I'm going to give the warning again. I am angry. This is not going to be fun if you enjoy the Quran. Well, I don't know. Continue at your own peril. Anyway, God is the light of the heavens and the earth. The example of his light, or something that is like his light, is like a niche, which is like a corner, that in it is a lamp, and the lamp is in a glass, and the glass is as if it were a brilliant star. His light is like a corner, a niche. Like, why would it use the word niche? There's got to be a different word. There's got to be a better way to understand this word. A comfortable or suitable position or employment in life, a specialized segment of the market, something or a niche excess. No? Oh, the internet is now just going slow with me. It's translate.google.com. Why internet are you gonna frustrate me? Maybe teaching me to slow down. Anyway, doesn't matter. I don't think this word matters that much, but we will get the word. What is wrong with the interwebs? It's been like this for quite some time. I can also use Google on my phone, because that would be faster. Kamishkwa. As a lamp. Okay, that's kind of insane. Anyway. Like a niche. In it is a lamp, and the lamp is in a glass, and the glass is as if it were a star that is brilliant, which is lit from a tree that is blessed, an olive tree that is blessed. It is not of the east, it is not of the west. It's the perfect olive tree. And when almost يكاد زيتها يضيء, its oil almost glows, even if it has not been touched by fire. Which is like, how can it glow if it hasn't been touched by? Well, I mean, it can glow with light, to be honest, but his light is like a niche. I'm gonna kill you. Kimishko out. You suck. Bro, there we go. No, translate. Don't just fucking. I think I'm losing my mind. Yeah, an olive tree that's apparently glowing because it's not east nor west, and its oil almost glows, even though it hasn't been touched by fire. Which, like, back then, fire was the only source of light, right? Aside from the sun. But now we have multiple sources of light that aren't the sun and that aren't the fire. But if a fire is not touching it and the sun's not touching it, then why is it lit? But it's just supposed to be light upon light. And God guides with his light from whoever he wills. One of the verses in the Quran that frustrates me, and it's kind of like the biggest points of contention, is that God says, oh, the disbelievers will say God guides who he wills, and he doesn't. And you know what? So does the Quran. The Quran says God guides, in every couple of verses, God guides from his light whom he wills, and he doesn't guide whom he wills. It very much puts the responsibility and direction with God and with God's power. Everything's within God's power. So everything is God's fault, in a way. The good, the bad, the ugly. And God strikes the examples for mankind, and God is of everything all-knowing. There are a bunch of footnotes here. His light is the guidance of the believer. It's stupid. The olive tree is wholesome because it's located at a central place. So it's hit by sun rays all day long, and therefore the oil is of premium quality. I don't know what yeah, olive trees are very important to my people, but this example is not for me. Anyway.
في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع ويذكر فيها اسمه يسبح له فيها بالغدو والآصال.
In houses that God has ordered that they should be raised and mentioned in it his name, glorified at him in it in the mornings and in the evenings. Yeah, his light shines. No. Yeah, in the houses that they be raised and they mentioned in it his name. So as long as they keep mentioning God's name and his name in it, the light will be there. Well, I'm a person who has mentioned God's name a million times. I still mention it, even when I'm angry. I'm still saying Bismillah, Astaghfirullah, Allahu Akbar. I'm still praying before I do these Quran sessions. I'm non-stop. But my faith is falling because I'm angry. I'm very angry. Anyway.
رجال لا تلهيهم تجارة ولا بيع عن ذكر الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة يخافون يوما تتقلب فيه القلوب والأبصار.
Yeah, I've given you warnings, and I continue to assess the warnings. But anyway, men that are not distracted by trade nor sale, they're not distracted from the remembrance of God or from the mention of God, and from establishing prayer and from giving zakah. Which sounds like pious, wonderful gentlemen, but essentially the whole Quran is telling you everything in life is bad, focus only on God. Everything in life is bad, focus only on God. Your entire purpose is to focus on God. Give up your entire life and just focus on God. Is the main, not give up your entire life, that's not accurate. Let's be accurate. don't get distracted. Still do the work, still go out, still try to make money, still try to do the thing, but just focus on God and pray and give zakah. Now here's the thing. As a person who's been in this for quite some time, I do believe that the act of prayer and the act of giving back to charity and the act of, like, there's a lot of the lessons from the Quran I strongly agree with. I'm just angry at the fact that God guides whom He wills and He does not guide certain people. It pisses me off, especially because I know that they're good people, and I know with a little bit of guidance they would have gone a long way. But I guess that's the whole point of the verses that we had before about Noah and his son. But anyway. The reason why they establish prayer and zakah and mentioning God regardless of trade or sale is because they fear the day that will turn about in their hearts and their eyes. I'm struggling to have this fear. It's fear. I struggle to have fear of the unknown. I'm very blindly stupid and brave. So, I don't know. I have no visualization of Judgment Day. Yes, you've mentioned it 101 times, but a lot of people have said a lot of things that are irrelevant, pointless, untrue, not real. So how do I know that you're telling the truth is the main question.
ليجزيهم الله أحسن ما عملوا ويزيدهم من فضله والله يرزق من يشاء بغير حساب.
So that He may reward them for what's best for what they did, and He increases them from His bounty, and God provides whom He wills without any measure. Again, entire responsibility falls on God, not upon the believer, not upon the disbeliever. It is God who chooses who He gives His bounty to, who He guides. And the only way that we can see it is by the person who's guided, which is kind of the most frustrating of arguments because there's no way to validate if this is real.
والذين كفروا أعمالهم كسراب بقيعة يحسبه الظمآن ماء حتى إذا جاءه لم يجده شيئا ووجد الله عنده فوفاه حسابه والله سريع الحساب.
And those that disbelieved, their deeds are like a mirage in the lowland. They think that it's the thirsty one thinks that it's water until he comes to it and he doesn't find anything, but he finds God upon it, and He'll pay him in full his due, and God is swift in reckoning. Swift, meaning that it will happen exactly when you're supposed to die and only when you're supposed to die. And of course, there's two people that come to mind. One is the person who disbelieves and still has a very successful, happy, full life, and the other person who disbelieves and has a miserable life with no mirage and no concept of success, and he's just had a shitty life and he's just not believed, and then he died. And I know exactly someone who I'm thinking of in that case. Feels rather cruel to punish them. Yeah.
أو كظلمات في بحر اللج يغشاه موج من فوقه سحاب ظلمات بعضها فوق بعض إذا أخرج يده لم يكد يراها ومن لم يجعل الله له نورا فما له من نور.
Or as the darkness in the sea that is deep that covers it, the wave on top of it, a wave over wave, is covered by waves upon waves, topped by dark clouds. darkness, some of it over others. If when he pulls out his hand, he can't even see his hand. This is the disbelievers. And whoever God does not make for him a light, then there is no light for him. Again, responsibility is entirely on God. And this is mentioned not once, not twice, about 100 times, at least in this verse. God is the person who gives light to whomever he wills. It is God's fault. Right? I've been having this discussion as well offline, and they're like, no, it's whoever chooses, then God will guide him. No, the Quran has said 1,000,001 times, and it's saying it right now. Whoever God has made not for him any light, then he will not have any light. It is God who owns the light, and God who chooses who gets the light. I don't know why I'm reading the Quran today. I'm reading the Quran because I just want to release an episode. I don't know. My faith is completely shattered because it's illogical.
ألم تر أن الله يسبح له من في السماوات والأرض والطير صافات كل قد علم صلاته وتسبيحه والله عليم بما يفعلون.
Well, this answer is no. Did you not see that that to God glorifies everything whoever's in the heavens and the earth and the birds and the outspread? I guarantee you that there are many living creatures that do not glorify God. The humans, for sure. I have no idea about the animals. I don't know what they're doing. You could tell me that the birds and animals are doing it, but there's, I bet you there's not a single person on this viewership that doesn't know an atheist, an agnostic, a staunch hater of religion, specifically because a lot of people have done terrible things in religion, and a lot of hatred has come with it. I'm not blaming God on that, but I'm just saying a lot of people do not glorify God. ألم ترى أن الله يسبح له من في السماوات والأرض. Glorify him, whoever is in the heavens and the earth. Wrong. I did not see this. I do not see this. This is not accurate. This is not true. I don't understand this. Why would you say this? Ugh. Each one has verily knows his own prayer and his own glorification. Oh, so yeah, everyone's praying in their own way. Yeah, they're saying that they're not praying, but they're praying in their own way. And God knows of what they do. Great.
ولله ملك السماوات والأرض وإلى الله المصير.
And to God belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth, and to God is the final destination, the final return. Cool.
ألم تر أن الله يزجي سحابا ثم يؤلف بينه ثم يجعله ركاما فترى الودق يخرج من خلاله وينزل من السماء من جبال فيها من برد فيصيب به من يشاء ويصرفه عن من يشاء يكاد سنا برقه يذهب بالأبصار.
I really should quit while I'm behind because this is pointless. I don't feel anything. I'm just going to argue with whatever is being said. But I'm just going to finish this episode and then, I don't know, maybe take a break from Quran for a while. Yeah, sounds good. Do you not see? I do not see. I definitely do not see that God drives the clouds then joins between them, then he makes them into a mass. Then you see the rain coming out from its midst, and he sends down from the sky, from the mountains, in it with a lot of hail. He strikes with it whoever he wills, and he averts it from whoever he wills, nearly in a flash of lightning, and takes it away the sights. The flash of lightning nearly takes away the sights. I see all of those things in nature. I don't see God doing it. I don't see Allah doing it. I don't think anyone can. We just see the thing happening. You're saying, oh, use your imagination to see something that you can't see.
يقلب الله الليل والنهار إن في ذلك لعبرة لأولي الأبصار.
He alternates the night and the day, and that is surely a lesson for those who have vision. I have vision. I don't see that lesson. I see night and day. I don't see what it has to do with God. Just because things exist. I was heard this argument recently because I was having this discussion with a lot of people that, because of the magnanimity and the beauty of the world and the stars and the moons, even when I was a staunch believer praising, I was always telling you guys that I don't see God in the movement of the universe. I don't see God in the glory of the way that it all fits together. Like it's no more an existence of that is no more a reason that God exists, no more than I exist. I don't know. I've come from somewhere. Sure, it belongs to something. But I don't know. I never saw that argument. I still don't see that argument. I don't get it. Just because there's night and day does not mean that there's God. It's very confusing.
والله خلق كل دابة من ماء فمنهم من يمشي على بطنه ومنهم من يمشي على رجلين ومنهم من يمشي على أربع يخلق الله ما يشاء إن الله على كل شيء قدير.
I'm not going to comment. I'm just going to do the most pointless. God created every moving creature from water, and of it is those who walk on its belly, and those who walk on their two legs, and those who walk on four. Okay. That is something you can see with eyes, sure. God creates what he wills, and indeed God is of everything capable. God is capable of doing everything. All right, power to you.
لقد أنزلنا آيات مبينات والله يهدي من يشاء إلى صراط مستقيم.
Verily we have sent verses that are clear. That's very arguable. And God guides whom he wills to the path that's straight. Again, another reference of God guiding whom he wills to the path, putting the responsibility back on God.
ويقولون آمنا بالله وبالرسول وأطعنا ثم يتولى فريق منهم من بعد ذلك وما أولئك بالمؤمنين.
They say we believe in God and his messenger and we obey, then he turns away a party of them from after that, and those are not the believers. This is talking about the people who say that they believe and then they don't really believe from behind closed doors. But there are some people who tell you that they don't believe face up. So I guess this is just talking about munafiqeen, hypocrites, people that say that they are, but they aren't.
وإذا دعوا إلى الله ورسوله ليحكم بينهم إذا فريق منهم معرضون.
And if no, I didn't do that. And when they are called to God and His messenger, so that He may judge between them, then behold, a party of them is averse, turning away. Those at fault, the hypocrites, not those at fault, but whatever.
وإن يكن لهم الحق يأتوا إليه مذعنين.
But if the justice sides with them, then they come to Him promptly obedient, because it works in their favor. Yeah.
أفي قلوبهم مرض أم ارتابوا أم يخافون أن يحيف الله عليهم ورسوله بل أولئك هم الظالمون.
Is in their hearts disease, or do they doubt or they fear that God will be unjust to them and His messenger will be unjust to them? Nay, those are the ones that are doing wrong.
إنما كان قول المؤمنين إذا دعوا إلى الله ورسوله ليحكم بينهم أن يقولوا سمعنا وأطعنا وأولئك هم المفلحون.
Indeed, only the statement of those who, when they are called, the believers who, when they are called by God and His messenger, so that He may judge between them, that they say, the only statement is that they say, we hear and we obey. Those are the ones who are successful. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like the ultimate critique of religion, is that it is forcing you into obedience, right? And this is exactly what it wants. Which, I mean, counterpoint, right? This is how you succeed with righteousness. If you had a righteous leader, then obeying them would be good. But where is said righteous leader? How do we know? Where is the messenger? How do we know? What do we do now in this modern day? Yeah.
ومن يطع الله ورسوله ويخشى الله ويتقه فأولئك هم الفائزون.
There it is again. Whoever obeys God and His messenger and fears isn't the right word. Yakhshi. Well, actually, yakhshi. So stupid. And he fears. Fine. And he fears God and is conscious of Him, then those are the successful ones. Be obedient and fearful, and you will succeed. That's the lesson of today. As you can tell, I'm very frustrated. I'm very angry. I'm very heartbroken. I'm very frustrated, and I don't see a point to reading these verses while I am in this state. So I'm going to take a break. Anyway, Sadaqallahu al-Aliyyul Azim. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. I love you. Get out of here. Ma'as-salama. Bye.